I was busy watching Koro Wetere's Tangi, so I just about forgot. But anyway, I'm Julz Ann Paekau from Auckland, New Zealand. Welcome along to my broadcast tonight. You can see it's really chilly, so we've got to rug up so you don't have to turn the blinging power, the heater on. So I'm a trusted seller here in Auckland, New Zealand. And it's been a privilege. It certainly has. Good evening, Stephen. Good evening, Joe Garner. Thank you for coming along to my live broadcast. Now, I never had anything planned as usual, but you know, seeing the new back office, I know we're all familiar with it, and so I don't mind taking a look at it, you know, because that's a place that we all go to. So while we're here, where is it? Where did I? Yeah, here we are. So, you know, having Santa retired, I don't think anybody's going to cry over it, because it's something that's been a bit of a nuisance since I first ever joined TBC. So seeing him having a good time on the beach, that's probably the only place he needs to be before he starts heading where? To the North Pole. Yeah, that's the place. And you know, spreading more good cheer. He has his time and his place, and and we'll all surface at that time to find all the joys and pleasures of Christmas time, when he starts to spread his wings and deliver all those presents to the children. So, you know, come November, here we will be cheering on the new way that we're going to present our cookies, to see how that's going to all pan out. It's going to be awesome. You know, the TBC community just going to build, and learn how to learn how to trade and get in on the peer-to-peer thing. You know, we've got so much going for us. It's not funny, and you know, just to have that idea of knowing that there's a light at the end of the rainbow, not just a bucket full of treasure, but you know, a movement that is going to see people through a period of hard times, because Christmas time is a hard time for people, and so that'll be the time for Santa Claus to come and spread his ho-ho-hos again. You know, there's a time and a place for that, but it's not all year round, is it? And so, you know, to have him retired to the beach, oh well, you know, it was bound to happen, eh? But yeah, so Santa has retired as the mascot of the Kringle coin, and everybody is happy, including Santa. But see what Santa's, all this here makes great sense, eh? Trading TBC for goods and services. And it's just a matter of time. What do you think? Just a matter of time before we all have that pleasure to come and use our TBC in this manner. And you know, it's a proud time that, and the right time that everybody is now in TBC. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? Anyway, I'll just read this little bit here. We will be doing a whole number of upgrades. You know, there goes TBC admin again, eh? It's not as if that, you know, over the last month, since the extension of the cookie rewards, I think everything's been just going in leaps and bounds, and you can't. Your head is spinning from all the rewards that are coming out, and you're just starting to clear the air, and then something else comes along. And then TBC admin pop their head in there again, and boom, something new has happened. So it's clear that I'll start again. We will be doing a whole number of upgrades to the website and moving into the direction where it is clear that our coins are money to be used to purchase goods and services worldwide. And when that happens, and you're still getting the naysayers and the trolls and they'll still keep on not believing. But then you think to yourself, why? If it starts to go global like this, in this diagram here, where you can buy goods with your TBC all year round, 24/7, then why don't these guys just get on board? Soon we will have the automation built to finish the migration without so much manual labour. Well, I haven't been able to approve transactions, as I discussed with Joe Stevens the other day. But I'm not phased about it, because I've done a few transactions. I've bought some TBC, and it's approving. So hi TBC ending global poverty. Thank you for that. Thank you for your feedback. And welcome along to my broadcast. It's beautiful to have you here. So, look, they're making our lives so much easier. And like I was saying, I haven't been able to approve any transactions, but they're actually approving, as long as you've got the green arrow in your back office. I believe that they're approving. So, I'm not too phased about it. I will try again at some later date to approve some of the transactions that have gone through my back office, my new 009.net web wallet, and everything's just moving so smoothly. I love it. Once the code for the automation is done, we will develop a QR code system on the new wallet, and it will be easy to do smartphone to smartphone transactions. And small merchants will love that. Well, wouldn't they just? Now, I've got a barbecue that was given as a present, and I'm going to put it online tomorrow, and I'm going to sell it for full TBC. Never mind this 50/50. They can have it for full TBC, because it's not money I'm after, and so I'm going to put that out on what we've got a Trade Me paper here, that or site, and I'm going to see if anybody's going to snap up my barbecue. It's brand new, and here in Auckland, and just do a TBC trade. That's it, and somebody will acquire a barbecue, really, for next to nothing. But it's going to be something I'm going to be doing regularly, and I see all this. I've got so many unwanted gifts in my house. I guess I can do it this way. I know there's a lot of TBC holders here in Auckland, and I need to jump out there and shake their bums around a bit, because they're just sitting there. I know they're just sitting there, and so I'm going to stir things up, stir the pot, you might say, but I'm good at that. And but it'll be for their own good. It'll be for their own good as far as TBC is concerned. Now, I know they all they're just sitting there waiting, and it's annoying the heck out of me. And they're not, and they're not being moved into the blog area, which we undoubtedly all treat the blog area as our, our Bible, our go-to place, our catch up and revive place, our take on full knowledge place. That's what the blog does for us. And I want to see the many people here in Auckland and get on this bandwagon, and start that way. There's a better way to start than start from your own home. I mean, you don't have to go out and look for merchants. You're a merchant yourself. There must be something in your home that would, start. It would be a start, wouldn't it? So that's my start. I'm going to get this barbecue online. I'll take photos and everything and put it up there for full TBC, and we'll see what happens. But I know it's winter time here and it's no barbecue season, but what the heck? Somebody will want it, I'm sure, especially because it's brand new. And so I'll see how that pans out, and I'll let you all know. Anyway, on July 7th, all send buttons on the old wallet at 004.net will be turned off. There is no need to continue using the old wallet with all its bugs. Well, isn't that a sigh of relief? Because it used to take days. And I got myself into trouble one part there in my transaction, because when those transactions kept cancelling, I'd go back in, wait a while and go back in and send it off again. And I must have sent it about 7 times until I got onto Michael Elu, who suggested to me to go check the person I was sending the TBC to. Oh my gosh. And they had 7 confirmations sitting in their back office. So it made me look like I had done all these transactions over and above the limit. So needless to say, I had to do some very fast talking. But what had happened was they didn't send 7 transactions. It was only the 1 transaction, but I had sent it 7 times. So I was so glad that I got straight onto that. And because the person I had sent it to wasn't one for looking in his back office, because he works hard and long hours. And so when I realised what I had done, I also sent in a support ticket on his behalf, because it made him look bad, saying that he had purchased $500 worth of TBC. And so it had looked like he had done $500 7 times. And so, no, we got it all sorted and got him over to the new web wallet. So all went well in the end. So now is the time to go ahead and complete the migration process. Migration officially ends at the end of July. So hopefully everybody's doing their migrations, although there's not a big fuss. I'll just stop sharing that now, folks. Although there's no big hurry to get to migration, because you've got a substantial amount of time to get there. I'll just read some of these blogs here. They look really interesting. Sorry, Serenzo, I missed the live broadcast. Oh, thank you. It's all good. I know you're busy. I'll watch you how to migrate video after tending to my family. And Deria wants to bless me with TBC for doing her flyer. Good on you, Serenzo. You see, we've got to start somewhere, eh? And for her to do that, well, then you're showing that you're giving her value, and she appreciates it. So kudos to you, Serene's TBC prayer warrior. It's a great idea, all right. And good on you, Andaria, you know. So we all can do our bit for the TBC economy, absolutely. Okay. And so, you know, I looked at it as far as I was thinking, well, where do I go and start? Who do I go and see about trading? And then when I looked around my home and saw these things sitting there, and and they're still wrapped up, and I thought I'm going to start there. You know, why not? And you just need to take a picture and load it up on Facebook, and so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now, I've brought me a little, because I'm only in a little one-bedroom unit, so I've brought me a little shed to put all these presents and things that are not going to be used, and then I'll have sort of a trade from my little shed outside my front door, my lounge door, and pick them off one at a time and see what happens. I mean, I don't want money for what I've got, because they're just household goods that people have given to me, and I've never opened them. So we'll see what happens. So oh, who's that there? Good, true. We're all merchants. I will do this with my essential oils. Yes, absolutely. Global poverty. Your essential oils. Have you got an essential oil called hemp? Just joking. But uh, that was a silly thing to say, wasn't it? But anyway, now I've got a little question, if you don't mind at all. Now, I've only had one treatment of chemo. My hair's falling out at a rate alarmingly. So I was just wondering if I should cut it all off now or just let it go until it's gone. But then, the first time it happened, it looked terrible. I had one piece of hair sticking up in the air like that, just like that, and it was bald all around. I looked like alfalfa. And everybody was calling me alfalfa. So by the time I got to the hospital, and I did to the sister, she said to me, actually, cut that stupid damn hair off. And it was quite funny. So, look, I've got a big patch over here already. So I'm just wondering, shall I do the deed now? Or, and then there's quite a bit on this side. Talk about vain, eh? But what the hell? So, yeah. And I can just imagine all my muckles. I wonder what the heck I'm doing, because they didn't see me. They didn't see me go through my treatment, because I did my treatment in Perth. So my family are actually going through with me now. This time they can see what's going on, and so I can frighten the heck out of my muckles. I'm sure it would. And yeah, what do you think? Should I get it done now? Well, anyway. So I've got a few people. Tomorrow's going to be a very busy day for me. I've got a couple of Zooms on after church, of course. And it's going to take me probably a good 6 hours out of my day tomorrow. But so long as it's all at home, sitting on my butt, oh, well, it can't be anything hard about that. But all to do with TBC. Some of them are new, and so they're the ones I want to. Thank you, Serene. And I want to get through these Zooms with these new people, because they're the ones that we're looking for. The bringing in the new ones. I mean, I know we've got our we've got our leads and everything, but they're there. They're in the system. So to have new people coming in, well, then that's growing our economy, isn't it? And I might sit on these Zooms a bit longer than I should, but it's something that doesn't bother me. I know GW will probably go loopy at that idea, but that's just how I am. And and so all up, it's only about there's 5. It'll be 5 people. So I probably have 2 in one room and 3 in the other at different times, because we can't all be at the same place at the same time when we want to, and because we've got a very important dignitary, one of our parliamentarians, Koro Wetere, has passed away. So I'm going to have to head off down the Waikato area probably on Monday and attend that funeral, because I'm all part of the Waikato area. So, but I believe that all the dignitaries from Parliament are going to come thick and fast tomorrow. So I'll leave tomorrow alone, because you'd be lucky to get a parking down there. So so it'll suit me to be at home and help these few people who are joining TBC, rather than being amongst congestion and hundreds of people at a funeral. But I will go and pay my respects on Monday. And now I was gonna do this fun thing tonight, and I was gonna walk. I was gonna take a stroll through what would be memory lane for everybody who started TBC back in 2016. And it's still on the cards. I'll have it sorted, and it just wasn't enough time today, because of, I shouldn't be keeping myself so busy, but it seems to me that since my demise, well, it's sort of a demise, having to start chemo, it's sort of really built me up, regardless of how I'm flying high. But it's just giving me that incentive to not be lazy and use it as an excuse, and because you let it take you down and you lose sight of what it is you're supposed to be doing, and that's not going to happen to me. But in saying that, TBC is such a focal point for me, and you can't expect everybody to rally around you when you're at your lowest. And I've got a community to talk to, and who talk back to me, and I love that. Family is family; they're always around, and I love them. But when you've got a global audience who are talking, we're all talking the same thing, and we're all giving each other, we're all passing our energies on, and we're all learning, and we're pulling in scripts from here, and taking on gestures from people that are doing their live broadcasters. And I shouldn't say people, these beautiful people like Serene's TBC Warrior, TBC Ending Global Poverty, and Stephen Cuffey, and all the like, and what makes this even better is that we can all name, many of us like to name those Stephen Cuffey, Joanne Garner, and we like to name people that we know, because it's important. It's important to my soul to know that I can call on these people, even if it's to to give you that bit of boost you're looking for. If you feel that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be about TBC. It's about being in the community to lift one another up through what we're all going through. I mean, you don't have to spill your personal beans. I'm not saying that. But in times of challenge and in times of uh, being able to share. Good evening, Joe Stevens. Thank you for being here. And so TBC gives me that outlet, you know, whether I'm bouncing off the walls or dancing on the ceiling or just, wanting a friendly ear. You get that all here. And it builds me up. It gets me so my confidence is never waning, you know. I totally want to be in sync with everything that's going on. For the likes of Paul Fisher, that really talks deep, really, really talks deep. And when I finish listening to him, it's like, whoa, you've got to sit back and go, what did I just hear? But all in all, if you've sat there through his time of doing his broadcast, you certainly do get it. You certainly do know where you're going with it and how he connects it all to TBC. And that's what we've, yes, absolutely, Joe Stevens, korowete te passing. And that's why Paul Fisher has that ability. And then, John Harder is so passionate about his energy project. So me, I'm passionate about being passionate. But at the moment, I'm being vain. So, hey, did you hear my question, Joe? I just asked if I should shave my hair off now because it's starting to fall out faster than I expected. Or shall I just wait till Au Naturel takes its course? But, so tomorrow I'm going to put the shed up and I'm going to put all my stuff in there. And then I'm getting a logo made to put outside of my shed and name my shed the TBC Trading Centre, right here in the middle of Glen Innes. So and I'll take a video shot of putting that shed up. Should be interesting because I wouldn't know where to start. I've been to Bunnings and didn't want to pay to have it erected and didn't want to pay to have it delivered. Too much kutia. And so I dragged it into our small little Daihatsu Boon. And one had to drive the car home while I stayed back at Bunnings to collect the rest of the stuff. And then my sister came back to pick me up. And then she got the neighbours to help her to pull it out of the car. And so we're going to have some fun tomorrow. And I hope our shed is standing upright by the time we finish. It should be a hard case. So I'm going to have fun putting that shed up. So on Monday, I'm going to go and have some, those little flying, they're not flags, and I'm going to have one made because there's a good shop up the road here. And I've got some T-shirts coming and a hoodie, my size, larger than life. And then I'm going to have a good photo taken in front of my newly erected shed, which I hope is standing over the top of me and not on the side of me. So it's gonna make for an interesting day tomorrow. So I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to keep myself busy. I think, yeah, that's it. And if building a shed is going to take all day, well, somebody's going to have to take over because I've got things to do, And but I'll do my head. I'll do the best I can. Your Facebook head wrap looks beautiful. Oh, thank you. I did learn how to use all those wraps the first time around. I had heaps of them over in Perth when I first did my cancer treatment, and it was interesting. But I didn't like the wig. The wig was too heavy. So I'm going for my sitting is on Wednesday for my wig. So that's why I'm wondering if I should cut it all off now, so it'll fit properly. And And then I'm going to let them know while they're doing whatever it is they're going to be doing, because I'm having wigs fitted and everything. And then I'm not sure if I'm having the makeup day on the same day, but they're going to get a full spectrum of TBC from me while I'm sitting there. And that's what that's going to be a day of, TBC while they're trying to fit my wig. And what a better way to announce it, eh? Right where there's I don't know how many women are coming. It's be my first time, because they didn't have that in Perth. But what they did have in Perth, they had a fleet of Commodores, and they'd come and pick you up and take you to the hospital, bring you home. But they don't have that service here. But Keitapai, the Auckland hospital is close to me. So yes, I've got a spiel ready for TBC on Wednesday, when I go and have all these exciting things done. And I just can't get it out there hard enough. I mean, today was the second day I've been able to walk around, and I'm just loving it, And so I've been getting things done so quickly over the last couple of days that I've been slack with, you might say. But so long as I'm doing my TBC broadcast, it gives me that added boost, and for what I couldn't do during the day. And I know that you could have done two broadcasts, but I didn't see the sense in it, because by the time you get to the second broadcast, you're all excited. All your excitement is gone. So I thought about that deeply, about doing two broadcasts, but it didn't sit well with me. Having one exciting broadcast to bring to the TBC community, and that we're sharing and getting people to the table. Like I was saying, the leads in your back office are already there, and if they commit to you, well, that's good and fair. But I'm not saying that that's going swimmingly well, having those leads. But I do participate in that. But I also have um, people that are joining for the first time. I just went bold when it was my turn. Oh, have you been there too, TBC, Ending Global Poverty? Yeah, well, because this is my second time around, I'm having fun with it more than anything. I mean, I was very positive in the first round, because the last thing you want to hear is that word, isn't that right? And it took me back, and I even had a cry about it. I cried when I found out, but I didn't cry for too long, because I thought, what's the use in crying? Got to get on with it. But I did have the cry, and I got on with the treatment. And look, they said to me, 5 to 7 years, and here I am in my 9.5 years. So I don't listen to them anymore. Whatever will be, will be. What do you reckon, eh? And that's how I'm going to sit with it. Que será. and that's the way to enjoy it. I know some cancers are different to others, and you can't sing through everything, but I'm not going to let it get me down either. There's too many important things in my life, 9 children, 30 grandchildren, and 7 great-grandchildren. So I'm living for them, and may the powers that be, well, not those powers that we're used to, but, the heavenly powers, and and they're the ones that are gonna see me through this, And all you lovely people that have joined me here tonight. Oh gosh, look, I'm already over my half hour. So you guys comments are beautiful. And Julz Ann Paekau, I hope. Are you enjoying your life? Are you going well? I hope things are looking up for you. Absolutely, I do. And so I'm going to say my thank yous. Serene's TBC Prayer Warrior, Joe Garner, Stephen Cuffey, thank you so much, sir. Sir Joe Coffey. Oh, Sir Joe Coffey. Oh, listen to me getting it wrong already. Stephen Cuffey. And TBC Global Poverty. Thank you for being here. And Stephen, Dr. Joe Stevens, thank you for being here. Have I missed anybody out? Put your finger up if I have. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you guys for coming along. And you got 17 grands. Yeah, well, when I got my first grand, I was over the hill there every time, stealing her away, and then they forgot to stop. And now I've got 2 grands coming this year, and waiting on 2 greats, and I was going, oh my gosh. I don't even know where half of their birthdays are. So thank you all, guys, and I'd like to welcome you back to my live broadcast tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. New Zealand Standard Time. So this is Julz Ann Paekau signing up for the evening, and you can let me know what you think about my hair, eh? Okay then. Good night.